It is our writer's conceit that he can bring me, Rabelais, on the left here, a French doctor, and Cervantes, a Spanish soldier, to Cornwall in 1790 and have us write our immortal works long after we are both dead. Mon Dieu! In order to encourage us to take up the quill, this author of ours has made sure all those we pass are writing a novel or a sonnet, even all the creatures. I suspect our author thinks that by exposing us, a doctor and a soldier, to all these people here who are scribbling, that they will encourage us to take up the quill. I am perfectly happy for the birds to keep their feathers, and the oak its inky gall. Might the fact that in our countries everything is gendered also restrict us as writers? This carriage, these horses, can be of any gender. The writer can choose. Between me and the wall, we are not really in a carriage crossing Dartmoor, but you may wish to pretend. Because it matters not to our author if anyone believes any of this or not. The moorland we are supposed to be passing through in such a poorly conceived carriage could be shrouded in mist or bathed in sunshine. In fact, it might as well be summer as winter. In other words, the time of year is irrelevant to the plot, involving as it does a feeble-minded point which he has told us out-of-work actors he hopes to get across at the very end. The stream for the horses. Have we been abducted from our own countries, purely so an author can prove that he can turn two ordinary mortals into writers?
Every milkmaid and ploughboy we meet seems to be at work on a novel or sonnet. Even our charming travelling companion told me before she boarded she has had several romances under her coat.
Belt.
Under her belt.
We have learnt that the birds and animals and insects are at work on something or other of a literary nature. The innkeeper at our last halt told me he knows a housefly who is at work on a 10-volume epic set in Africa, and a pike who's compiling a compendium of cruel jokes made at the expense of smaller fish.
He told me about a dog who is writing about a tiger who escapes from a circus and keeps on and on living happily ever after.
Yeah.
Creatures have to create a scenario in which they will survive, as well as imagine what their prey or predator might get up to. This means that their imaginations are such that, with regard to our own species, we may liken them to lawyers or scientists who have to imagine the other side of everything they invent if they are to succeed with their case or prove their theory. This is why you are wrong.
Though charmant, this damsel opposite might not be typical of her species. Certainly she is contrary, perhaps just because it is in her nature.
Or she says the opposite because she happens to be facing the other way from us and simply sees everything backwards.
Indeed, she is the wrong way round.